But yeah, I mean, Mirage coming out here. Smooth's playground, as I said, back on the decks. This is a map where, you know, towards the whole map on the CT side especially, B-Short, Connector, Window, Palace, Ramp, B-Apps, literally every single position on the map he can deal damage. And in terms of spawns, in terms of where he's feeling, wherever he thinks he can get the first pick, he's just going to run rampant across the whole map. And for Xenex, they have to try and deal with that big issue.
Yeah, that's what he loves doing. That's what he's about. It's the shock and awe style of CS, and that is kind of the setup of this team overall of Epsilon now, especially with the fact that Boast is coming in obviously in that more mixed style. They want to try play at least. They want to just see what they can achieve. And I think that's why, in reality, over on their T side, that's why it kind of came together.
Well, we are into game. Epsilon going to be starting the T side, Xenex on their CT. As the push comes in towards middle here early on. Cheeky, Whisk as well pushing forward, and Whisk with annihilating the headshot. There's already 5 versus 3.
Yeah, that's a nice early opener. Lumgy as well, snapping the neck of Boaster, keeps it moving as he comes through quite effective. Coming down on like a ton of bricks right now, so it's only T-Sack and Smooth that remain on the T side, and they're not really in a good position, Snods. They're going to have to try and run their way all the way through mid. Make something work in this round, but it's going to be a struggle. Just the Molotov left on Smooth as well, so... Oh, Smooth with a little snapshot though. Does find the headshot of Whisk.
Does indeed. Cheeky, Lumgy as well, dinked up to low HPs. There's definitely winnable here for Epsilon. 2 versus 4. Smooth now in towards window. Cheeky definitely going to be hearing the steps in towards jungle. Smooth hops back out in towards connector here with his teammate T-Sack. As Shaney alone towards CT, the lone wolf defending the A-bomb, so if he goes down, 2 other players are low as well, and there's a real chance here for Epsilon.
Shaney with the USP. He can be deadly. His AWP skills transition over to his pistol, so let's see. Oh, a bare miss there on the first one. Actually does get punished by T-Sack and Smooth. T-Sack making it work all on his lonesome. As this pistol round, from what appeared to be a Xenex win, is now flip-flopping all over the gaff. But luckily, Trials comes back through. The trial and error works out well in the end, and he will pick up the first round.
1-0. Xenex claiming the pistol. 5 versus 3 early on there. Whisk, Cheeky, landing 2 perfect headshots there towards top middle, going for the push, actually landed the frags, rare to see. And it seems like they're not going to be phased by the situation they're in as well. Obviously, on LAN finals, not playing online in the comfort of their own home, and they're still delivering that critical first bullet aim. Round number 2, though, bomb. Planted for Epsilon, so they are going to be going for the quasi buy here, or the eco, to say the least. Surreal going to be investing into armor and a P250, so he's actually not going to be able to buy into this next round fully. Probably going to go for UMP investment, but already exchanges towards the top of mid.
Little bits of damage being peppered between each other as T-Sack and Smooth drop some HP and get left in a bit of an awkward position. T-Sack actually dunked out of the server by Lumgy. Once again, another good start for Xenex.
5 versus 4 then. Minute 20 left on the clock. First frag by Lumgy in towards his middle position. Cheeky ready for the boost as well. Robin, Surreal hit the deck early on. Now it's just going to be Smooth, Boaster into the 2 versus 5. Lumgy to low HP, but can they really get in towards that B site? It's unlikely.
Well, Smooth struggling a bit there towards mid, so Cheeky will actually punish him with a UMP. Cheeky on for another frag as he pops the cranium of Boaster. Gets himself some extra cash as well. I mean, that's 4 frags found by Cheeky into the round. UMP in hand as well, so 5.7k now in his bank. Pretty happy with that one.
I mean, 4 kills on SMG, that's $2,400. You add in the $3,500 as well for the actual round victory, so you're looking at a lot of cash to be in the bank balance there for Cheeky. 2-0 now for Xenex as the buy will come through. It is going to be the Glil coming out for Surreal, so no AK for him. As they are leading the charge, the HE grenade. Actually, no, the Molotov? No, it was an HE grenade, but doesn't really do too much splash damage, even though it lands the feet of 3 of the players as they're waiting for Robin to get in close towards connector as the push does begin.
Slowly and steadily, Snods, as they slip out. Gonna try and fill the skies with smoke grenades to try and block off their line of sight on that CT side, but they've already picked up 2 frags. Lumgy does go down after this. Surreal also trades back on the Cheeky. But Shaney leaves Robin in a shallow grave with a play from the Deagle. Surreal come back into effect, and it's all about Surreal. I mean, all 3 frags, make it 4, have been found by this man. It was nearly the ace to actually get him around, but instead Trials will kill him with the MP9. And Xenex get all 3 rounds off the back of the pistol once more.
Now it's from the Galil as well. 3-0. Xenex claim the pistol so far into the series. 3 out of 3 pistols won by the underdogs. First buy round as well. which is a first. They always win the pistol, get, reset into the first buy round. They lose that, they come back, they keep it fighting, but they need to keep this consistency up. They cannot afford to lose versus pistols like they did in Inferno, as we saw how close that game did conclude to.
Boaster, quick flick there with a deagle, actually. Lays the smoke down on 2 men.
Oh.
Boaster, he's starting to get invigorated. He's ready for this one now as he does some early damage into the round. There's only 2 CTs that remain, but they're going to be fighting through tooth and nail as Trials gets the headshot back on Robin. Trades it with the AK, so it does come down to a 2 versus 2. Epsilon making their play over towards the B-bomb site. Boaster's got the bomb. Actually going back towards mid. They're going to go the whole way through. It's T-Sack. Gets first contact as he peeks out. About a minute left on the clock now, Snods.
A minute left, as you said. Trial still in towards the window position, holding for the flank up through connector. Completely conceding control towards the B side. Boaster, again with the frag, is Trials. Oh, he left the position, actually, Jack. Allows him to go through connector.
Oh, this is awkward timing. Trials, he needs to be quick about this, and the smoke's down as well. Boaster might single-handedly just win him around here. The super sub coming through. You can tell this one's going to be going in the video. Trials gets past him, though. Actually does manage to slip into the site, but it all depends on the timing. T-Sack doesn't really have a reason to check towards the bomb, but when he taps it, that's going to force the face. He won't expect him from the rear, and T-Sack might actually be able to run over him. Gets the Molotov down. T-Sack now knows about this. Taps the bomb to try to force the face. The smoke's going to go in. Trials doesn't even seem like he's realized T-Sack's location yet, but he can't land the tags. In the end, will come through with a deagle. And Boaster, he was the driving force in that round, Snods. 3 crisp headshots with that deagle.
Fast as well, towards short, towards connector. Granting the first win here for Epsilon. 1-3. Round number 5 then, Jack, and Xenex left in the awkward scenario again. They need to fix this issue versus the pistols. I mean, I understand the pure firepower from Epsilon is going to be strong. They're going to have that first bullet accuracy with these deagles and CZs, but Shaney going for the 1-for-1 trade at middle with the AWP. Is it really worth it? Get that first frag, then fall back. Wow. Potential greed from Xenex. May have conceded a 1 round, 2 men here for Epsilon, but 3-1. Can't hype it too much here. It is only the first round 1 here by the international squad of Epsilon. MP9 onto Boaster, and both T-Sack. And then the AKs across the board. Actually, no, Boaster going to be investing into the AK. Doesn't want that MP9. So, round does go live here. FAMAS for Whisk. 4 M4s to finish off the rest of the CT buy, and defuse kits, good utility as well. So they have a strong enough buy to try and claim their 4th round here into round number 5. But let's see how it does shape up. For Epsilon, what was it that worked in the last round? Careless aggression towards the middle and both landing crazy headshots towards connector. Is that something you can really build a T-half off of? That's the real issue here.
Smear. Trying to go for the early play over at the B site. He's Smoohawk as he looks around, trying to spot him out with his beady little eyes.
Does have little eyes, doesn't he?
Little crab eyes.
He does, actually, yeah. There he does. Oh, dear. Well, early exchange is going in favor of Xenex. 65 HP for T-Sack, 64 there for Surreal. Well, Smear trying to go for the 1 versus 1 at B apartments, but he's wasted a lot of time here already. 50 seconds shaved off the clock here. As they group back in towards the middle, they know that connector's going to be their area of exploitation. So, do they boost in towards window? Or do they simply just find these frags again into connector? Jonathan Shiki, the King Kong, has already fallen. 5 versus 4.
Yeah, not left into a good position now. Lumjeet, Shaney, and Trials, the only ones left standing. Shaney on the drive-by. It's his head locked off there by Surreal, and at this point, just save it, Snods. Fall back. I mean, Lumjeet and Trials, there's no point. They get executed as well, even trying to do that.
Yeah, I mean, once again, connector control coming so easy to Epsilon. 5-1. Trials alone here towards B apartments. He was spotted out earlier by Smuya with his old crab beady eyes. But 2-3 now in favor of Xenex still. They have the 1 round advantage, but the money is going to be so low here, Jack. So in terms of a buy, it's not going to be full. If they go for the force, Yeah, they should just eco this one. $2,000 across the board. If they eco this one, it goes 3-3. Then they can buy into round number 7 and try and get that 9-6 half, 8-7 half on their CT side before it flips over. And they're on the terrorist side. But for Xenex, what is the band-aid to fix this connector issue? Do they go for a double connector setup? Do they go for the, rifle holding towards the short push, the M4 holding for the underpass push? Do they go for an AWP towards CT to hold in for the connector peak? What do they need to change here? Because right now, Epsilon, 2 rounds in a row, exploiting connector.
We have this push down. Trying to get the mid-control going for them. Robin looking for the early picks towards connector. It's T-Sack laid him as well. They spam their way through. Crouch down, just holding the close angle. Let's see if it works out well for Shiki. Unfortunately not, as he will get detected. And also slain. Epsilon already with the early entry. Xenex, they only have USPs. They went for the all-out eco into this round, and it's lucky they did. As Epsilon just being able to find these frags across the boards. Very easy headshots being picked up. Boaster takes down Whisk. Trials eventually falls there as well towards Robin. 3-3, it's all tied up, Snods. We're going to round number 7. Is this where things are going to start to change?
It needs to. But no, they're going to go for another quasi-buy here, Jack. They're going to be saving for that AWP to Shaney. It must be an AWP playing towards the mid-position, falling back towards CT connector probably, or they could even AWP towards connector, but it could be fairly risky. Well, let's see. Quasi-buy here from Xenex. Onto the CZs and Deagle for Shaney. Push coming towards mid.
Headshot there from Shaney. Takes down Smooya as he will connect that shot, and actually Whisk has got himself an AK for free as well, but Robin fires through, tries to kill Shaney, eventually does take him down, but already they're chipping away at him. The Epsilon structure's starting to crumble in places. Unless they hugely bounce this back in their favor, this could go either way at this point, especially when King Kong gets involved. Beats down on Boaster, leaves him on the ground, and Robin and Surreal are the only 2 men left in the server at this point on Epsilon's tide. But luckily, Surreal, quick flick there as he's able to adjust his crosshair, finds the kill back on Whisk, leaves things in a 2 versus 2. A minute on the clock as well. Xenex, CZ on Shiki. You got the M4 on Trials, whereas Epsilon, they're armed. They've got double AK Snods, they've got tons of utility as well.
Robin, Shiki, both low. But it's Trials, the M4. Towards the apartments. He spots out one, but Surreal going to be winning the Angel. Knocks down Surreal to 58 HP, but he still survives. And the bomb planted for Kitchen. Just going to be Shiki now in the 1 versus 2. Maybe a gun towards one that he can save. An AK potential to the next round. But trying his best to find that dropped AK, but seems like he will be going for this one. 1 versus 2. No defuse kit, 35 HP.
Yeah, just with a CZ and a Dream. Shiki going to be running into it, but obviously massively outgunned there in terms of the firepower. It's going to be hard for him to do anything, so he does go down. Xenex can now reinvest those Snods into round number 8.
4-3 then. It was looking close there, especially when I saw Trials with the M4, the apartments. They're both towards short. Finds the frag onto Surreal. Well, Robin's only 30 HP. Could have been the spray transfer potentially, but it's all just dreams in the past as well. Buy around, and this is what we saw Xenex saving for. Shiki on the AWP as well as Shaney. So they have gone for the double up setup here. Shiki in towards connector, Shaney in towards B short. No gap in that smoke, as Shaney will let them know he has an AWP towards B short. Well. Surreal towards underpass. Smooya coming back towards mid as well, trying to go for the B peak, expecting Trials to concede the frag, but no, it's Lumgy actually getting that first kill. Now he's isolated in towards window. He missed the smoke, Jack.
There's been a lot of missed smokes, interestingly enough. Oh, Smooya though. Let's eventually kill Lumgy. So we're back into a 4v4 Snods, but the health advantage is actually in favor of Xenex. But as of right now, Epsilon, I mean, it's a 4v4, you can group up, you can go for this push towards the A site. It's going to easily be preferable towards that T side. But Whisk's actually trying to counter it. Goes for the close angle, plays on the ramp. He's already dead though. T-Sack finds him. Whisk, maybe if he could have delayed, been able to find the early kills, it would have been something for them, but this double up setup now has to be so crucial. Shiki, got to get another pick really before they actually gain site control and he's dead. Smooya swats him as he'll connect that shot with the AWP. You're into a 3 versus 2. This retake is by no means going to be a feat that will be easy for Xenex. It's probably not even worth it. Shaney, he's got the AWP. Trials, he's got a kit and an M4, but you might as well just see what you can get out of this and then probably go for the back-off play. But they're actually looking like they want to try and aggress with it. You do have the kits. You've got a bit of time. Oh, Smooya finds that frag. Trials will only get 1. There's the response. At that point, Epsilon, they take it. 5 rounds now. Might even be a 6 for free as well because Xenex, they're pretty broke.
Yeah, I mean, double op setup so expensive to run. They've gone for the double quality buy. They can see 2 rounds to Epsilon to go for that investment. And it's a fairly clean round in favor of the T side. I mean, 5-3. Epsilon now winning. How many missed grenades are we going to see today, Jack? What is that, 4 or 5?
Yeah, it has been quite a lot. Everyone's just pelting them off orgs.
Wow. 2 frags found early here. 5 versus 3, but the point I was making, 5 rounds, 1 in a row now for Epsilon. When you look at the buy as well for Xenex, should be 6.
True.
What?
There's Robin that found that frag on Shaney there. But like T-Sack with a track, but instead, you do get into the position where it should be the knock-on round now claimed. I mean, Trials is only there with a CZ. He's going to be detected eventually. If not, still going to be the round win for Epsilon. That's a 6-3. From this point onwards, it just seems like it should be fairly smooth sailing for Epsilon to actually try and keep gaining that momentum. Xenex, this time around, they rebuy up into it. They're going to go for the double AWP setup once again.
Wow, I mean, it made sense in towards connector and be short. Let's see. Sheiky this time is going to be holding for the peak towards a ramp, playing very passive, and it actually might work here. 2 players in towards Palace, 2 towards ramp. Robin making some ruckus towards middle. Smoke top mid, flash towards mid, molly connector and whatnot. As now the peaks come through.
Oh, Sheiky lands the shot on Surreal. Leaves him dead on the ground. Lumji actually gets pepper sprayed a little bit though. Brings him down to 42 HP. So as of right now, there's only 4 men on the side of Epsilon. 3 players grouped outside of the A site, waiting to try and go for the strike. Robin just lying in wait towards B as well. Flashbangs come over as they go for this extension. Smooya looking around with a scope to see what you can actually claim, Snods. Survey the area a little bit. There's about a minute left.
One-way smoke coming out from Smooya. Let's see if he goes for the peak towards CT. Flashbang goes through. As he holds for the reface from the King Kong. Oh, perfect dunk grenade. Slaps Smooya on the cheek. As 5 versus 4 still. 45 seconds left on the clock, and T-Sack opens things up now into the 4 versus 4.
T-Sack finds the headshot. Smooya looking for more, but it's a bit of a struggle. Shaney, though, actually gets punished as he goes down. All of a sudden, there's just 2 men left on the side of Xenex, and they need to go huge if they want to try and clutch this one out. But the backstab from Trials, it's barely going to arrive on the scene as time starts to tick through. Luckily, they've got 2 kits, but already they lose one of the men. Trials gets obliterated there, but the AK of T-Sack teaches him a lesson and leaves it up to Lumji. This is a 7th now for Epsilon, Snods, and it's that T-side firepower. They realize they can set the pace. As soon as they get out of the first pistol rounds, you get into a position where they can just play with confidence. It's basically who wants to be the hero into this round. Who wants to go and make first contact through mid.
And it's T-Sack, 10 frags, 10-5 at the moment is the score. As we go into round number 11, no pause being called from Xenex as they have conceded 7 in a row now. And another quasi-buy coming through. The Eagle for Trials, CZs apart from that across the board here. Kevlar for 4 of the players. Shaney obviously going to be saving for the AWP as he has made his way on towards short with the short jump. Smoke deployed to try and see if he can get away scot-free. But play towards A ramp for a 2nd time running here. 2 towards A ramp, 3 towards middle. As you'd imagine, they're going to go for the A split momentarily.
Well, Whisk's dead, but there's the trade from Lumji, as per usual, some CZ magic coming through. But his teammates have all died around him. Luckily, Lumji arms himself with an AK. He is actually in a prime number position to be the catalyst into the round as well, but unfortunately for him, he's set up on a date with a coroner. And it just comes down to Trials. Is it going to be a trial by fire as he has to push out through the smoke? Surreal is just waiting for him. He's caught whiff of him, Snods. He knows he's there. He's just waiting for him to push in to actually unload upon him there. Surreal's going to peek round, finds the easy kill with the AK. An 8th round for Epsilon. They're just smashing them right now.
Yeah, I mean, you can see why this is the map pick from Epsilon. Just a straight massacre now in favor of the T's. 8 rounds in a row now. Cannot be understated how crazy that really is on their T side as well. It's almost as if they have a simple lockdown on their CT side where everyone's hitting shots. They're holding their positions and they're having those crazy fluke rounds, right? Crazy clutches or antics that go in their favor. Instead, all these rounds are heavily one-sided in their name. T-Sec applying so much pressure now to Trials towards the B apartment. It's going to be forced in rotation from Lumji back in. Smooth the first frag towards window, as it seems like the same affair round and round again. Domino effect as Epsilon get the first frag and they translate that into the round victory.
Oh, cheeky. He will kill one man, but there is an immediate trade there from big man Boaster. 4 versus 3 as well, Snods. They're so split up though. They're all over the place. They're divided. It's like when you get to the bottom of the butter. There's not much left.
Got to scrape it.
You can't really
scrape
spread
the corners.
it. Yeah. There's some crumbs in there. One of the crumbs is Trials. Let's see if he can actually make it work. No.
He just crumbled.
He has. He knows nothing of the crunch. Smooth will find that frag. 9-3 is now the score. Round 13, and it's not going well here for Xenex. I mean, they're broken once more as well. It's going to be another basic quasi. They're going to reinvest into the CZs. Is it worth it?
Yeah. I mean, what's surprising here as well, Jack, is it's not even the firepower from Smooth. Smooth's on 7 frags, 5 deaths, but it's Surreal and Boaster standing that are really dealing the devilish blows.
For me as well as T-Sac, the fact that he's just been popping off. I mean, this is vintage T-Sac on display. He is someone that is a bit of a mastermind when it comes to playing around smokes and being quite useful, but Whisk, there's a bit of a cha-cha slide there, showing off the dance moves that he wants to whip out at the after party as he was hot on his toes, dodging the bullets, found those frags, and it falls back into a 3 versus 2.
Smooth, though, has all the rotations from the CT side locked off towards the B side, but instead actually doesn't hold the angle here towards Connector anymore. Can't spot them crossing towards the B site as they have no idea that this B site is completely barren. Flashbang goes in, trying to see if they can get an escort Robin in towards the B bombs as he comes through.
Oh,
the Molotov.
Smooth, if he would have landed that shot, this actually could have been winnable. At this point now, you're left with Big Smooth on 14 HP versus Trials and Whisk. Shows off his acrobatics as he leaps out the window, but he needs to try and leap ahead of the competition and bound over Trials and Whisk. Can the young blood shut him down? As he pushes around, trying to scope in, hedging his bets, hoping someone's going to extend out and attempt to fight fire with fire. We'll go for the bomb plant. They wait for it to actually be fully planted as well. They'll give him that opportunity. And now try and go for the retake. He catches wind of him. Should have spotted out his arm there on the jump face. Now tries to reposition, finds the first, eliminates Trials. Wanted the second, but Whisk will slap him up and defuse the bomb. 9-4, Snods.
Whisk with the quad kill as well, Jack. 4 frags from this guy's EPS or ESL Premiership debut. Obviously, at Insomnia, he was one of the players that delivered from Ferrari Peakers in the finals. Before Mr. Hoy peaked Ali at 17-17. Hashtag never forget. But double upset up here coming out from Xenex, Shaney, and both Shiki. But Whisk, he was on 2 frags before that, obviously not really feeling too comfortable into the second map so far. Oh, Shiki nearly finding the first frag there onto Smooya.
Yeah, a bit more aggression. I like this as well. This is what I wanted to see, a change of pace from Xenex. It's been so stale, so stagnant, but finally, Shaney's allowed to go for a bit of a push. He's been let off his leash. He's got a bit more freedom. He's gone for a run around the yard, and he's found a free kill on Robin.
Wow. Confidence being shown here from Xenex. 9-4. 2 more rounds to play for here into this first half on the second map, and Xenex, they need both of them. They want to send us the cobblestone so we can witness the odd faithful 4-1. Smoke towards Palace from Shaney, going to allow himself to just hold the angle towards ramp. That smoke will actually be blocking off the vision from Boaster. But again, Jack, it's Smooya and it's Connector as the battleground.
Shaney. Oh, you feel like he should have hit that. Goes for more, though, and the second peak actually goes in his favor. Shaney trying to land flicks, but instead, it's a triple threat of T's that find frags in quick succession, just leaving it on 2 men. But Lumji, he's the one to make the dream work happen as he finds these kills absolutely rapidly, and it comes down to the substitute. Boaster tried to go for the peak, falls short there as Lumji will kill him. 9-5. Snods, this could go either way now. A 9-6, a 10-5. It all comes down to round 15 to decide who gets a little bit more of an advantage. If Epsilon are going to have a huge buffer ahead of them, a 5-round lead against Xenex, or if Xenex will set themselves up so if they win the pistol, it's pretty recoverable.
Cyrilla's got quite a long neck, hasn't he?
Probably. I mean, I guess.
Able to line up the smokes here. Is this going to be 4 players towards the A side? It's going to be Robin alone towards middle, going for the fake towards top mid. Whisk close in towards ramp, obviously known for his play towards under balcony, usually with the CZ, but this time the M4. Smokes deployed, Jack. As it lights up the A side, they push through.
Let's see as they get ready for this. Whisk on the flick down. On the readjustment, Boaster will find him. Things aren't going too well for him now, Snods. They burst in, there's a leak all over the place. They need to call a plumber and he's arrived. His name's Shaney. Finds that first one, looking for a little bit more. Tries to heat things up as well as he's turned up the temperature. The Molotov will pop off, still adjusting, looking for these fast kills. Shaney eventually goes down though. Smooth will strike. Gonna go for the Papa Pika smooth play as well. An extend round on the angle. Trials runs into him, but Boaster will trade it. And it all comes down to Lumji. Lumji slain by Boaster. It's a hat-trick into the round to the young gun. And another round for Epsilon, making it a 10-5 at the half. And to be honest with you, this is being set up for a 2-0.
10-5. Epsilon double the scoreline being put up here by Xenex on the second map. Before it was the 8-7, close fought half. And now you can see the advantage slowly slipping away. But this was a, pistol round victory for Xenex. They were 2-0 up. Trials, if you remember the 4K, to win them the first buy round. And then they went to the 3-0 start, and ever since then, Boaster's Deagle round basically just fired up the rest of the Epsilon players and made it to the double digits here in the first top of map number 2. And now Epsilon, if they can go 3-1 in favor of pistols, get this final one, make it 13-5. Yeah, I just don't see a way back in this one for Xenex. As I'm going to agree with you here, Jack. I think this is going to be the 2-0. But let's see if Xenex have the fight and the fire left in them.
I like to get back into it. For Xenex, all the utility is on Shiki. Double flash, decoy, smoke. They're just setting up. They're just playing for the push. They're expecting the CT side to aggress towards them and looking for the early kills.
Yeah. Xenex really expecting aggression here from Epsilon. Instead, they are holding passive, both teams. Obviously, we saw from Xenex into the pistol round, Shiki, Whisk pushing in towards middle, finding the first 2 frags and snowballing into their favor. And now Xenex were anticipating the same sort of affair from Epsilon, aggression to come through. As now the middle left, they have to be wary. They have to clear so much ground now. Like, they've got to clear all of the apartments. They've got to clear middle as well to be worried about a flank. Also towards Palace and A ramp if they do go towards the A site bar. As the bomb, Lumji, Shaney all group now and gather outside the B site. It's looking likely this will be a B site execution. Smoke from Shiki. 2 flashbangs as well. As this may be the final pistol of this series.
Let's see, they're going to go for a bit of a bonanza on the B site, but they struggle early on. Smooth will get the first contact and be able to take down one man, but Whisk overpowers them in the end. Bounding their way through as well, trying to hit them with a high tempo as they leap their way out and slide in towards the bomb site. But Robin, pistol whipping them and teaching them a lesson. Boaster as well, finally with an extension out there, eliminates Lumji. Whisk will fall. And that is the 11th round for Epsilon. This sets them up so well to actually take this series in a 2-0 as well now. I mean, this should be a 13-5 before you know it. There's no bomb plant for Xenex, so it's going to be a struggle. They're not in a good position at all.
Yeah, I mean, finally a pistol round victory for Epsilon, as you said. I mean, 11-5. Let's see. 4 spy from Xenex. It's going to be the 5 Deagle buy here, Jack. We haven't seen one of those in a while. Usually it's just swarmed and populated by CZs. But 5 Deagles across the map here, trying to find picks. Map wide, but it's posted with the first into Shiki. 5 versus 4 earlier.
Smooth finds that shot. We'll be able to outpower Trials there with a FAMAS. Shaney. Stealthy man himself. Let's see if he can be the silent assassin. and achieve anything with this UMP is they're going to try and push past. Unfortunately, he will fall short to Robin there, and now it's not looking amazing. Lumgy and Whisk, we expected this to go the way of Epsilon, but maybe they could try to pull something out. On these rounds where they do invest in the Deagles and CZs, it's normally where Xenex actually get a little bit of momentum. But not today. This is going to be a 12th round now for Epsilon. 1 away from the 13 we predict off the back of Xenex not being able to find a bomb plant still. It's not good.
Here they are. Not sure if that's going to translate back onto the stream. But Epsilon, I'm feeling confident, Jack. That's a sign of confidence from such breed.
It's very interesting. Damage is done though. Lumgy, early on, just getting peppered as a hailstorm of bullets leave him tagged up and fragged up in the end towards mid. It's going to be a very rapid round as Robin just sprints towards him. T-Sat with a final blow. It's the MP9 kill on Whisk. That's 13 rounds now for Epsilon. And the rebuy is now allowed to come out from Xenex. Shaney on the AWP. Other than that, you imagine a 4-rifle setup. Bits of utility sprinkled in there were viable because the economy is still low. I mean, there's been no bomb plant, no real frags found. Very, very somber so far from Xenex on the T side. Can they wake up now? Because they need to. They have to find biting point, or else this is game over. And this is good night for Xenex.
Think about how Radix and Vex feel right now. Epsilon, if they win this one, Epsilon are already in MDL, which means the winner of the next best of 3 goes straight into Premier, MDL League. Crazy scenes if that does happen, which it very well may do. 13-5 as it is into the 5 vs 4. T-Sec with the MP9 going to find the first frag into this one. The reface comes through and he wins the duel again onto Shiki. 5 vs 3, Jack. Bomb down towards T-Spawn. Shaney left to pick up the pieces towards middle. And again, another frag by Smooya. 5 vs 2.
Smooya up. It's probably going to get another contact shot off here as well and kill Trials on the peak round, but it just depends on the timing. Smooya going to go for a little pop flash over towards mid. Trying to bait him in. He just scoped in. I mean, Trials should have the read on this now. At the very least, Trials with a nice peek. Does kill him, but he's got to go on to 1v3 it. Oh, tries to get some damage done, but it was a bit of a struggle. Robin's just going to run over him. That's the 14th for Epsilon. Xenex as well. The reset comes out. I mean, this is going to be match point. That'd be 10 match points for Epsilon as well. It's going to be so hard. There's been no room for mistakes at all on the Xenex side, and it seems like, unfortunately, the momentum's gone. You know, we're not seeing the aggression from Shaney that was a showstopper. The beast from the northeast started to go on quiet. It's all starting to fade away, Snods, as the damage comes in early here from Epsilon.
5 vs 3. Then there was one. 15-5 as the screams from Smooya and Boaster pretty much sum up this matchup. A bloodbath in favor of the international squad Epsilon. 15-5, 10-round advantage, 10 match points as well here, Jack. As now the matchup that comes up next, the Vex versus Radix one, has so much more weight onto it. But in terms of the buy, it is going to be the AWP from Shaney. AKs across the rest of the buy to fill out the rest of the inventory. Here's the loan for the smokes. It's going to be Whisk alone towards top middle, but apart from that, Jack, the old faithful execution. Yeah, just going for a classic, a vintage to finish it here, it seems, but let's see if it's going to keep them alive or if they will be losing this series. Xenex pushes their way in. Surreal tries to find the first, but more damage is done. Actually, Shaney with a nice blow there. Kills Surreal. All of a sudden, it's a 3 vs 2. This could be a 6 for Xenex if they can go toe-to-toe in the final few segments of this round. But Smooya finds the flick up on Shiki. It's down to Shaney and Trials now to clutch it out. Trials will find the kill. Eliminates T-Sac as he bests him 1v1. They buy themselves 1 extra round. But the fact is, this has to be flawless. They have no room for error. I know. I mean, 9 match points here, Jack. Are they just delaying the inevitable? Orb for Smooya. They still have cash to work with. I mean, if they lose this round, if Xenex win it, that goes 50-7. There may be a double eco from Epsilon. That could be, 15-9. And then you've still got 6 more rounds of no mistakes. I mean, Robin, Smooya, Surreal, surely they're going to have an individual round where they display their caliber. Poster so far has been delivering in terms of the numbers. But once again, going back towards the A side. 1-for-1 trades early.
Yeah, Lumgy and Whisk get a kill apiece. They've actually got control of this A site. Xenex seem like they might have been able to work out a bit of a weakened position there. Or Epsilon, as now they've been going for these plays towards A. T-Sac going to go in for the backstab though. Has the smoke to shroud him. Went for the wall bang in, but couldn't quite connect it. T-Sac and Smee, you could just save this really. Just go for the orbs, save the weapons, have a 4-buy-out to the next one, then try play it from there. But they're feeling quite confident to just try run in and go for these rounds. Xenex bring themselves up to 7. But it still has to continue on. There's no room for error. And they're just going to rebuy back up into it as well. They don't care. They don't even mind not having their exact full buyout. Not going to concede a round. They just want to try and keep hitting this, keep fighting this.
Wasn't expecting the save, but Epsilon with all these match points are going to be taking these risks. Boaster in towards Palace as the backup as well of Surreal. As they push in, aggressive. 3 players towards ramp, 2 towards B apartments. Going to be going for the fake here, but from underpass it's Smooya.
Oh, Smooya. Dead to trials there. Whisk and Co though with the aggression out towards the A site. Surreal has to go huge here. As when they do get close towards ramp, it's where Surreal is going to shine. As he is in the elevated angle, looking to go big with a UMP. Peeks through, finds one, looks out for the extension on the second as well, but Shiki overpowers him as he starts to beat his chest, starts to get riled up as well. Boaster realizing what has gone on. At this point, be reasonable. Just go for the save. Keep the M4, keep the armor, eco around, and then fight this out. Epsilon, overconfident into this. There's no reason to just throw these rounds away and concede it. You can close this game out if you have 1 eco.
Some quite aggressive desk smashing coming out. Did you hear that as well?
Yeah.
The thuds on the table every single time. Epsilon are losing a round at the moment.
Bit of a struggle.
It is a bit strange to see such frustration being shown when they are 15-8 up.
And they went for a weird buy.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, 15-8 here. Both going to be saving the M4, but should be the save from Epsilon. Tactical pause going to come through. Xenex doing well so far. Seems like once the pressure's off and they have no chance to almost win it, they suddenly wake up, or is it just Epsilon getting too aggressive, trying to finish the job as quick as possible? And they've got some new music here, mate. This is quite...
It's different.
Yeah, it's like I'm in a crime series.
Like a crime thriller.
Right, Jack, let's split up, cover more ground.
Nice.
You not feeling that vibe? What are you feeling?
No, I was just saying, nice, mate. That was good. It's a good little thing. I wish we would split up, Snods.
Same.
Nice.
15-8. 7 match points. Are you feeling the comeback here?
To be honest with you, I don't think so. It's going to be a struggle. I mean, Epsilon, if they just play realistically here, he go out around, actually get a full buy up, be able to play it from there, it should be reasonable. But the A site as well is being this constant hit. Xenex, they might have found the weaker knee, but how long is this going to be sustainable for? And apparently not even this time, as the damage is already done. You lose Trials, you lose Whisk. It's up to Lumgy, Shaney, and Shiki. It's going to be a struggle for him. You've got Shaney on the AWP at least. That's going to be your little bit of leverage into the round to actually try and prize it open. But he needs to be fast about this. Needs to be able to land those flicks. Lumgy's defend on the site as well. Looking to find a cheeky little pixel shot. Shiki gets the first blow. Goes wild with the AK. Kills Boaster. Shaney as well with 2 as he goes for the peek out. So sure, they keep themselves alive for another round as they do pick up a 9th.
Well. 25 frags for Boaster. And the longer this game goes on for, the closer he's going to get to that 30. 18 for Lumgy, 19 for Shiki. As it is the old Vanguards leading the charge for Xenex into map number 2. 15-9. Round number 25, and 6 more required in a row for Xenex to force OT, and even then they haven't even won the map. Just prolong it. No warp coming out from the CT side though, just going to be Smooya with the M4. 1 defuse kit for T-Sac, Molotovs as well, but only 1 smoke left here for Boaster. Playing towards B short. As Shady in towards middle alone. Trying to search for this first entry frag and open up the sights.
Slowly going for this play on the A site. You have Surreal and Robin in position. Shaney though, he's got into the back line. Here comes the actual attack from the front. Shaney could play this fantastically, but his vision is now blocked off. They've realized as well. They know he's towards jungle. Lumgy finds that headshot, Takes down the first. Shaney actually pulls it off. Kills Smoothie with a beautiful flick. All of a sudden, it's just T-Sack and Boaster left. They're not into a prime time position either. But they try and claw it back from the brink of defeat as T-Sack finds 2. Constant rounds go down to the wire here. Boaster as well. Left a little bit crispy. As they will have to go for the save. Hold on to the AWP, hold on to the M4. Xenex actually bringing this one back, Snods. I mean, from the gap they started with, now only 5 rounds away from an overtime special.
It's true. 5 away, and when you look at the buy that's going to come out next round from Epsilon, obviously they are on the maximum round loss bonus as of yet, so they can maybe force the buy with 3 rifles, the single AWP, and then maybe just the UMP for Robin. But do they force around these 2 safe weapons? And if they do, are they giving more room for Xenex to find success? Are Xenex going to fulfill their storyline back into this one? Round number 26. Still the 5 match points here for Epsilon, and the buy will be made around the save weaponry. So 3 rifles, 1 up for Smoothie, and the UMP for Surreal. As they group up outside the B-bomb site. T-Sack here. When he deployed the smoke, the HE grenade is thrown now. Could be perfect. Oh, and it is, Jack. This could be it.
Yeah, that's left them tagged up. Now they're ready and poised to just snap them up when they actually do push it towards their domain. T-Sack, he wants none of this. They're not going to be taking over his hood as he finds these first 2 frags. Boasters as well. Comes through. Headshot on Lumji. Just down to Shiki and Shaney, but it's a double AWP into a 2 versus 5. Boasters right below you. And ready to try and attack as well as he's going to jump up on the van. This could be a Boaster special to finish it as he finds the first. And it all comes down to Shiki. Robin will finish him. 16-10 is the scoreline. It is a smooth 2-0 for Epsilon as they pick it up and they shut it down, Snods. They were able to achieve success. It looked a little bit shaky at the beginning of the day, but a mass return to form there into the later stages. And unfortunately for Xenex, once again, they take a 3rd, 4th placement at an ESL Premiership.
Yeah.